Hello there once again, and welcome to the Talkin' Shit podcast, and boy do we really have some shit to talk about today. I'll get into that in a minute. It's all Sony news. CinemaCon is going on right now, of course you're probably aware. So there's a lot of brand new trailers and announcements and other news coming out of there, like the brand new Spider-Man trailer and such. There's also word out there that the Venom movie that's on its way is shooting for an R rating, so I was right about that, and it also sounds like it's going to be more of a horror sci-fi film. They're still saying that it is not going to be connected with the Spider-Man universe as of right now, but more on that. Miss Amy Pascal, everybody's favorite, come out at CinemaCon saying, and here's the quote, "One of the things that I think is so amazing about this experience is that you don't have studios deciding to work together and make a film very often. In fact, it may never happen again after we do the sequel." Keep that in mind, because Sony and Disney and Marvel all decided that the right thing to do was allow Peter Parker and Spider-Man to be in the MCU and work with Marvel guys and have them produce this film, and I think that was a very rare thing for three companies to do, a very brilliant thing for them to decide to do, because there are only so many stories that you can tell again and again and again about Spidey. More on that in a minute. This is something that we would never have been able to do in any other way, so it was a very selfless thing that was very smart on the part of the companies. Alright, let's go back. It says, and I quote again, "In fact, it may never happen again after we do the sequel." May is the operative word. So, this isn't definitive, but it sounds like if she had her fucking way, they're gonna do the sequel with Marvel, and obviously Spidey's in Infinity War. But that basically means that there will be no more Marvel Spider-Man movies after the sequel to Homecoming. We're gonna get two movies, and then Sony's just gonna go and do their own thing again. They're basically gonna use our goodwill going in, and whether or not they fire Tom Holland and get somebody new is completely up in the air and not discussed. I have a feeling that if the following films after the sequel to Homecoming are not in the MCU, that Tom Holland will not want anything to do with them, and I wouldn't blame him, and I would hope that he has the decency as to care for the fans and their feelings on this and how bad we've wanted this for so long and how much basically this is just a big fuck you from Sony. Okay, now let's get into the next part here. There are only so many stories that you can tell again and again and again about Spidey. Now this was part of the problem in the first place with you fuckers over there at Sony. You guys kept trying to revamp the same shit over and over again. Marvel knew this. They knew the way around it, and that was to introduce a new character, but this time not go through the same old bullshit, give him a little bit of a more updated story, bring him into the MCU, which is very well established, so there's a lot more out there that you can bring into this universe now, and y'all are just gonna say fuck it and chuck it. I honestly hope that the Emoji Movie flops, and you guys barely make enough money on Spidey to make it worth it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you guys pull this shit to the fans are not going to come back. You are going to lose your core fan base. If you think Spider-Man 2 did not perform, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 that is, did not perform up to your standards, any movie that has Spider-Man in it after the sequel to Homecoming that doesn't have anything to do with the MCU, your fans are going to boycott it. They're not going to go see it. Spider-Man has a very large, strong fan base, and they are getting sick and tired of being jerked around. Okay, they gave you a third fucking chance now, and the only reason they gave you this third fucking chance is because you got Marvel standing next to you, and we're telling you right now, if you turn around and walk away from Marvel after one other Spider-Man movie after this and try and do your own stupid fucking thing again, you will fail. There is a no-win scenario in this for you guys at Sony. You cannot reboot this franchise again this soon and expect it to come back. You have so many underutilized characters, so many underutilized storylines. The reason you keep using the same storylines over and over and over again is because you keep rebooting the fucking character. Why do you think people keep getting sick of seeing the Waynes killed so much? I swear there's never been a couple that Hollywood hates more, because Bruce Wayne's parents have been killed on screen more times than probably anybody. And they're trying real hard to get Uncle Ben that damn title, I tell you what. So what are your guys' thoughts on this? I know most people just don't really even give a shit now about the Venom report, because regardless, they either want Venom in the Spider-Man universe or they don't want Spider-Man going back into the fold over at Sony. What do you guys think? Keep talking shit.